はい、おはようございます。今日も朝のフーディニ作業配信始めていきたいと思います。今日は昨日に引き続きまたベラムの作例をやっていこうかなと思っています。はい、では動画流します。
Can take the shape of the geometry. Okay, so let's jump into Houdini. And first of all, we're gonna create a geonode.
フーディニを立ち上げます。はい、今回もバージョンが 18.5 です。デスクトップはちょっとカスタマイズしたビルドの2というのを使ってます。はい。
Just geometry, and we'll rename it to inflate. Okay, so let's get into it. And next we're gonna create is let's say take a big geometry. Yeah, this one, which is inbuilt in Houdini. Okay, so next, so this is my base geometry, and inside it we're gonna inflate few spheres. Okay, and it completely depend on you, whatever the geometry you want to inflate. Okay, so next we're gonna create the next geometry, which will be the source of our spheres. So let's go into the wireframe node, and let's press W in your keyboard so that we can see the wireframe. Okay, yeah, it's looking good. Next we need to create let's create sphere. Okay, and this is my sphere, and let's template this big head so that we can see how big I want my sphere could be. So let's add a translate node here. Okay, with this translate node we're going to transform it like 0.5, and it should be polygon. Okay, so in this let's translate inside it, and let's in Z minus Z, let's like here, and scale a bit more, 0.4 I guess. Okay, and let's do this. Okay, so that's looking cool. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna create another node. So next we're gonna create a scatter node. Let's create it, connect it, and let's see. Okay, so now the points are generated over the geometry. Okay, let's disable this template option, and the scatter points we need only 15 points. Okay, and now we need to create another geometry, which is sphere, which will be instance on these points. So yeah, sphere, and let's template this scatter, make it polygon, and scale would be around 0.1, 0.15. Okay. And frequency should be around 15. Create a remesh node. Okay, and let's make the value of 0.05.
たバージョン違いのやつですね。変えるか。
Okay, and frequency should be around 15.
球場
create a remesh node. Okay, and let's make the value of 105. Yeah, this is fine, and iteration around 8. Let's create another node which is copy 2 points. So let's connect scatter to this and remesh to this one. As you can see, now my sphere is instanced on these points. So I think we need to scale down the sphere size a bit, maybe around 0.13. Yeah, let's see. It should not penetrate with the geometry of in which we're gonna inflate this. So I don't think so it's getting, yeah, for sure it's not. So let's move to the nest. So now we're gonna create a vellum setup. So let's create a vellum balloon. Okay, connect
Vellum Ballon
this to this and just take your pick head and connect to the cut to the collision geometry. Next, let's create Vellum Solver.
Collision constraint だっけ。
Vellum Solver. Okay, and let's connect this. Okay, in Vellum Solver, go to the forces and just remove the gravity. Okay, and next we're gonna do is go to your vellum cloth and change few settings. First, let's change the thickness. It should be 0.0005. Change the thickness and change few settings. First, let's change the thickness.
そうだ。 いじれねえと。セットしてないか、セットにしなきゃいけないか。なんか微妙に違うけど。か。
It should be 0.0005. Okay, next stiffness should be 6 only. Let's leave. Next
UI 変わってんな。なるほど。そっか、これあくまでコンストレイントだから、古い UI を戻せないっぽいな。で、600を6にする。こういうことか。
stiffness should be 6 only. Let's leave the rest of the parameters as it is and go to the pressure, and here it should be 6 million. Stitch stiffness. Okay, and
ちょっと待って。600万か。ってことは、これか。1にして合わせた方が良さそうだ。
and enable this output group, and it should be a P stretch, pressure stretch. Okay, and that's it. Let's dive into Vellum Solver, and here we're gonna create a Vellum constraint. Vellum constraint property. Okay, and here just enable this group and select your connect this group, and here just enable this group and select your connect this, and now select your stretch which we have created, and enable rest strength scale which we're gonna animate. So disable your simulation by clicking here. Okay, and let's key it by right click and set keyframe, and the simulation should be around 100 frames for now. So on the 80th of frame, okay, place the value of around 80 or maybe 85. Okay, that's it. Go to your first frame,
シミュレーション走ってねえの。
or the 80th of frame. Okay.
なんでこれシミュレーション走ってないの？謎すぎるんだ。
By right click and set keyframe, and the simulation should be around 100 frames for now. So on the 80th of frame, okay, place the value of around 80 or maybe 85. Okay, that's it. Go to your first frame. Okay, that's it.
シミュレーション走ってねえの。なんでだ。
Go to your first frame. Let's go back and go to your Vellum Solver and let's simulate. So another simulation.
してんだこれ。
Let's simulate.
時間飛んでる。
So another simulation is done, and you can see the spheres are inflating, but at a certain point they are like we are getting this artifacts or it's not getting the shape exactly. So what we need to do is we need to change substeps in Vellum Solver. So go to Solver and first substep should be around 8 and here should be around 10, and
サブステップ多いな。
let's simulate again. So my simulation is done, and now you can see
時間飛んでんだ。うわ、やべ、めっちゃ時間かかる。これは困った。
these spheres are inflating and taking the shape of the geometry. But the trick is you need to experiment with the values. Okay, so you need to change the substeps. Like earlier it was like 8 or 10 in here, so what I did now is substeps to 20 and constraint iteration to 100. Okay, all you need is whatever the geometry you are trying on, you need to just experiment. Okay, this is the basic setup of it. Okay, so this way you can actually inflate any object to take the shape of the geometry, like I did with my example is here. What I did is, I created these spheres and inflate those in this shoe shape. So let me show you the final result. So this is my final result, and you can see it's taking the shape. These are the spheres and they are taking the shape of the shoe. So let me show you the setup which I used. Okay, the same thing. This is my base model. This is the sphere on which I have created the scatter points, and on that I instance these spheres. Okay, after that I copy to the points, same vellum cloth, pressure, and vellum solver. Then what I did is I exported this geometry as a alembic file. Okay, then I imported all these into this Maya. Okay, so that's how I created this effect to inflate spheres or any geometry to
アンラップしなきゃダメなのか。これは
take the shape of the object. Okay, so this is the rendered result which I got from this setup. So that's how you can achieve this. So I hope you like this tutorial and learn the things about Houdini Vellum, and if you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel and share this video with your friends and colleagues. And I must say, there is a channel called
このサンプルは時間かかりすぎるな。まだサブステップの数が足りないからこうなんのか。ラップスだ。これは長い。ああ、なるほど。ちょっとシミュレーションがだいぶ長そうなので、後でレンダリングしておきます。今回は多分このベラムコンストレイントのクロスシミュレーション用のプリセットを使っていました。ここがポイントかなと思いますが、ちょっとベラムはタイプが多くて、ちょっとどれがどれだか何を設定してるのかっていうのはちょっとまだ全然把握しきれてないですが、このスティフネス っていう、パラメータが、結構重要なのかなって感じですかね。あとはベラムソルバーの中で入ってやってたことはちょっとおそらく元の形状に戻る力みたいのを設定してるサイズじゃないかなと思うんですが、もうちょっと勉強しておきます。ということで、今日の配信はここまでにします。ご視聴ありがとうございました。